Wondering how to take your business to the next level right now? I got my buddy Todd Tucker with me. He is the Executive Vice President, oversees about 1,600 agents at Georgia Properties, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Georgia Properties. We're going to talk about the one thing right now that you can do that'll take your business to the next level. All right, the market has changed, and so I'm excited to have Todd Tucker with me today. I'm a friend from Georgia Properties, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, Georgia Properties. We're going to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing right now as we go into this season. With the market changing, less transactions, obviously every transaction is more important than ever, and really it's more about the relationships than it's ever been. Okay. So you want to talk about kind of what your focus and what y'all have been focusing in on?
Sure, Jimmy, thank you so much for having me here today, of course, first. But in our season and talking to our agents, what we're trying to do is really redefine their client base.
Right.
You know, a lot of our agents have super client bases that are 1,000, 2,000 that they've been working for years, but are they really making contact with those people? Is it a personal contact? Do they really know who they are and when their birthdays are and their kids' names? And so we're just trying to redefine the client base right now and try to zero it in to make it more effective.
Right. I know y'all have been kind of moving over to a company-wide type of CRM and using KB Core in that situation. Obviously, we're with Boomtown now. We'll be, with that addition of those two companies coming together, we'll be doing that transition as well later on. Let's talk about what this looks like as far as on the practical side. What would a typical agent be doing to refine that and get it in place?
Well, you know, it's kind of like going back to the basics. What I would do and what we've suggested many of our agents do is go back and just get your client base, we call it client base instead of database, get it from all the different sources that it is. You know, you have it in your cell phone, right? You have it maybe on your website from your clients. You might even have a spreadsheet. So we're just asking our agents to go to all the different places. Let's try to download it. There's different softwares and things that you can use to download, duplicate, you know, get them all down to one. So we're bringing it all, putting it all in one place. I think it's most important to get it all in one place.
Right.
It might be a huge task, but getting it all down in one place just makes it easier for you to go through it line by line. And when I say go through it line by line, that's what you're going to have to do, because it is a personal client base for you, you know, the agent. So you're going to go through, you know, Tom and Mary. Who are they? I don't even know who they are. So, and you might look and see somebody that hit your website in 2008.
Right.
You know, do you know them? Do you know who they are? Have you followed them? Are they one of your clients or not? If they're not, cut them loose.
Right.
Because many of us have too many people that we're trying to manage, so it looks overwhelming. But honestly, there's probably a couple hundred that can make a difference. So we're looking at macro, going to micro.
That's great. So what does that look like as far as, let's give some practical examples. I mean, you and I have talked about this, one person in particular. You want to speak to that? And what?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a great success story with one of our, a Chairman's Circle associate, you know, and she's been in the business probably 25 years, right? And so over time, I think she said she had 2,300 people in her database. Client base.
Right.
So she goes through that database and looks at, you know, all these 2,300 people to try to get it down to a manageable client base. Okay. So she goes through the 2,300 from all the different sources. She gets it down to like 300 people.
Yeah.
So she just got rid of 2,000 people immediately. So of the 300 people, it took her 60 to 90 days. And Jimmy, she actually picked up the phone. Hey, Noah and Mary, how you doing? It's Leslie. I've got a new CRM that we're working on. I'm just trying to get it redefined or defined. I want to make sure that I have your contact information correct. You're still at 123? Yes, of course. And by the way, tell me, when's your guys' anniversary? What about, you know, Noah's birthday or whatever, you know? So she's going through and redefining and kind of clarifying her database. So her success was this. 2,300 to 300. She's had 10 closings in the first quarter. As a result of immediate contact with those people, she's got 2 or 3 listings coming to market. She's got 2 or 3 buyers that she's looking for listings. So, you know, in essence, 15 plus pieces of business just out of making that one-on-one contact. She says my success these people knew me. Yeah. They knew I was in real estate,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But just making that one-on-one contact has brought it top of mind. And that's where we want to be.
Yeah, building those relationships. The other thing I think sometimes we look at, the difference between a database and a client base is that information.
That's right.
What do you know about those folks? Because just having the data doesn't necessarily do the business. It's the relationship that gives you the opportunity on the business. So it's a great way to, in this portion of, in this place we are right now in this cycle, to really redefine who those folks are, get those relationships going deeper. And also, I always say this to agents as well. If you're wondering what is the value of your business, it's the value of that client base, that database, having that information in place, understanding that, having the ability to transition. We've actually worked with now multiple agents in our company that got to a place in their business where they were ready to transition out of the business. Historically speaking, when you stop selling real estate, the income stops. We've been able to actually take some of those and do a workout plan where they had a junior agent that came in and basically did it on a referral basis, where they brought the person in, they leveled them up to 50-50 with them, and then as they exited the business, they continued for a couple of years to benefit from the value of that database and the transactions that were coming out of those relationships.
Right.
So this is a natural way for someone to build value in their business as well. Also just the organization. Let me give a few quick tips on what we're doing and what we're trying to do with this transition time of getting all the information in place for all of these clients. Also a couple things that I would encourage you to do. Number one, go out and friend them on social media. Follow them on Instagram. Whatever it is, make the personal connection outside of just your database. The database or client base is going to give you the ability to communicate regularly. It's going to give you the ability to know more as you make those phone calls, but seeing them and having them see you on social media is going to be vitally important to continue to deepen that relationship. Also, if they're a homeowner, make sure you've got them set up to receive property updates on properties that are come on the market, get sold, or that go under contract like theirs, maybe on a monthly basis, maybe every 2 weeks, maybe every week, depending on if they've given you an indication they might sell. Also, any of the buyers that are in there, potential buyers, you want to have potential properties that are like what they might be looking for on a automated program to send them details on those properties daily or weekly, depending on how close they are to making a purchase. When we take the time really to invest in getting our database and our client base in a place where we can now serve people better,
that's right,
it always turns into business.
Yeah.
So anything else that you guys are doing or focusing on right now?
You know, that's the big piece I think that we're focusing on. When our agents aren't as busy, we want to make sure that they're continuing to work in their business, you know, and what are they doing to redefine their business model for the coming year. You know, the market changes quickly.
Right.
So if they're staying in flow or in contact with those clients, I think it's going to help them in the long run and build that, you know, business that you're saying, sustainable business, that when they want to check out, or we call them legacy agents in our company, when they're getting ready, they have something that's saleable to a junior agent, if you will.
Absolutely.
And do it. So I think that connection, just keeping in flow with your clients and keeping that connection is what we're really focused on, because it's really showing some dividends in our, you know, getting ready for the CRM.
That's exactly right. Listen, I just want to encourage you, whether you are operating off a spreadsheet or you have a fully active contact management program, dive a little deeper, spend a little more time, get that organized, and I promise you're going to do more business. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope this has been helpful. Reach out to Todd, let him know how much you appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.